versus Fiora up there on the top side. Nobody's surprised to see Summit picking the Gnar. It does mean that we are not getting the top lane Jarvan this time around. It will be piloted by Pioshik there in the jungle.
You're expecting this guy to dominate, right? And he hasn't brought that level that I think a lot of people were hoping for. I always love the pre-game banter here.
We got some banter.
JoJo is just didn't quite have it. Now they're going to go in on bot lane.
He's got Core JJ trying to escape, but Vulcan can get the root, and now with the extra damage pulling in, surely they get first blood. The credit goes over to Vulcan as FBI backs away. Yon doesn't have any mana to continue following, but Pioshik's coming around from the flank. Evil Geniuses, they have no summoner spells on that Jhin. There should be no way out of this here for FBI. Vulcan's gonna just try to keep Pioshik away, but there should be no way for that to happen. Yon gets the kill, making a 1-for-1 here in bot lane.
Yeah, good pathing for Pioshik, covers top, then gets all the way down to bot to at least get something back, because that would have been really bad. If they just get that kill uncontested, but now gonna go for Summit.
Ooh, flash into the twisted advance, immediately ready for the knockback. Riposte doesn't hit, but it doesn't need to. Someday gets the kill.
Yeah, they get the kill and they get the flash off Summit. That is really bad on the top side, and despite the fact that the grasp, it all starts to stack up and become a lot of damage with Pioshik down bot. Great reaction from Vulcan as he swept him out and did spot him coming in there, and that quick backstep kept him safe.
Immediately able to react, feels good. The side of Evil Geniuses. Meanwhile, top side, Someday versus Summit 1v1. It's Summit getting the edge as Someday has to get back away. Only 200 HP left. No charges on that refillable potion means it's likely back to the base for him.
He's got the fruit. He's got the bailout.
Oh,
that's
the honey fruit.
That's the top laner's dream.
Honey fruit's there.
Or a nightmare, honestly. It's super tilting when you chunk someone out and then they just go into the lane. They come right back. They have that honey fruit, but it is going to be this fight around that dragon. Getting pretty low.
4v4. Core JJ and Yon got to be careful here. Pioshik comes up. Beautiful engage from Team Liquid. But will it be enough? It'll be a 1-for-1 here at the start. Pioshik tanking the Drake. Inspired and JoJo getting themselves back. Vulcan stands and fights against the Caitlyn. The Ignite's coming out. The auto attacks. Vulcan just kills them. And Evil Geniuses now want a little bit more. Vulcan's going to force him back over the wall. The Chad Karma just says, get the hell out of my river.
Nicely done by EG. Vulcan's just going to keep chasing.
He's not done. He's not done.
That's actually so bad, delaying the base there so long. Look, there's no one even coming. You look at the mini-map, at the bot lane, are they gonna have to cover mid? They're heading right down towards forward. Delay those recalls, get ourselves the plate mid lane. It is just the one plate, not the two that went down, but still, really nice.
They try to step forward onto Yon and Core, but Vulcan really screwed that one up. Nice punish from the Team Liquid bottom lane duo. Curtain call opens. Yon should be able to block these. Ends up costing most of his health bar, but no return kill for EG.
Yeah, well, Perry in some trouble here. JoJo just stepping forward, confident, sees the jungler, but doesn't really care.
You don't want to make that mistake. We do have a contest over the Herald. Remember, we had a fight for the Drake. It ended up being nobody takes it. Let's see if anybody walks away with this objective. Herald at about half HP. Patience starting to run out pretty rapidly now. Inspired's going to fire off the ulti. Herald's going to partially reset. They end up getting the lockdown onto Pioshik, who now has to run away. 300 HP left for the Jarvan. Means your jungler doesn't have a lot of faith to be able to get in and get back out. So EG secure the Herald for themselves. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, the 1v1. FBI counts to 4. Yon hits the floor.
Oh my god, trading flashes, getting that solo kill is massive. It's going to be another plate, so it's basically a kill and a half plus the CS that he gains and denies from Yon. That is massive. Now Summit's in some trouble. The ulti's been popped.
We don't have all of those vitals procced yet, though. Someday cannot get the final one. Someday doing a good job hiding against the wall, protecting that vital, so Someday's not able to get the heal. Inspired is going to chase him back. Meanwhile, mid lane, Team Liquid brings more dudes to the party, and they end up getting a 3v2 kill onto JoJo Fune.
Summit can win this.
Summit trying to get back away now as Vulcan's going to show up. He's coming up the river, has to flash over the wall, knows there was no way out of that one. So Team Liquid doing a good job.
He is sure to die. FBI was very, very low, but grabs the honey fruit. So again, they're back here over on the Herald, looking to start this up, but Core and Pioshik are in the area, and Harry's coming.
Pioshik's ready to contest this. Summit's also nearby, ready to go. The Gnar with the Trinity Force completed. Fiora also has a Sunderer, but she's on the other end of the map. Unleashed Teleport just now becoming available there for Someday if EG decides they want to go all the way in for this. Smite's used, but it's going to be Team Liquid getting the Herald this time.
Summit has been able to be more than equal to the challenge as far as answering people in these side lanes.
And that's always been his prowess and his pride as a solo laner is just his ability to deal with those situations, be aggressive, and if it doesn't get punished, the man ends up looking good. Pioshik over the wall with the EQ. Harry gets the kill on Jojo. Pioshik walks away. He stays alive with the golden Aegis. Sunday's very low. Ace in the hole blocked up by Vulcan. Team Liquid outplays
the difference. Someday in trouble, though.
I mean, you saw that last tick of Ignite did damage the shield after he popped golden Aegis. So if that was even just a split second later. TP's coming in, though. Someday looking to lead the charge, but he's got to be careful. Summit might just be able to kite him out. Pioshik wants to get away, but Jojo should have enough to take him out this time. There we go. One's going to come back as both junglers die from either side. Summon at about 1/3 HP. Doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank to keep fighting with. They're going to regroup back with Yawn.
All the shock blast damage right there.
And this is an Ocean map. So Ocean Soul becomes one of those things very, very important. If Team Liquid is able to get that, it stops that poke from being effective at all.
One thing that EG is going to be really happy about, though, is when you're playing Maokai, it's extra brushes for that. They're looking for an engage, though.
Oh, my God! They just exploded him. Proud of the Shattered Queen or not, Core JJ ain't got any health left after that one. And that is exactly the dream scenario that you were talking about.
Yep.
Lining up these ultis together. Maokai locks him down. Jhin goes click, click, boom. There's nothing left.
I mean, you want to run side to side when you're fighting against a Jhin ulti, but you have to run directly away when you're fighting against a Maokai ulti, right? You can't actually just be strafing back and forth or you're going to get locked up, and Core gets locked up. He gets burst down by that lethality. Pioshik is behind them, though, down in the jungle, so will Pioshik look for an angle here? He's still in the red right now. He just used Smite.
Core JJ is still coming back from base. There's no way for him to join the fight in time. Someday is in the pit. The Drake is going to be claimed by Evil Geniuses. Pioshik engages and disengages with the EQ. Inspired's in the middle. He dies. Team Liquid, they lose the Drake, but they get the enemy jungler.
Yeah, they do get the enemy jungler, and it looked like a failed flash there from FBI. I'm pretty sure he flashed from inside the Cataclysm to inside the Cataclysm, so wasn't able to actually get out of there. Pioshik spent his smite on that red buff, so I guess his decision was, we're not actually going to be able to fight for this. We're just going to instead look for the fight after, so they win that fight after that dragon, and now they're onto the Baron here. Inspired's dead for 15. There's not really much chance of a contest here unless EG can get some amazing poke.
And you saw right there, Jojo fired off Accelerated Shock Blast, but it hit Core JJ and it hit the crown of the Shattered Queen. So Core took almost no damage, exactly what you were talking about. But FBI is looking to see what he can find here with these. It's going to be secured by Team Liquid and Pioshik. They get the Baron, and it looks like they'll be able to get away here. Jojo wants to try to stop him. Accelerated Shock Blast isn't going to get a whole lot. Honestly, TL, nice punish.
They kept this uncontested, but there's no eyes on where Pioshik is coming from. And there it is, ulti and that flash from FBI still within the Cataclysm, unfortunately for him. Didn't really end up mattering here, but Inspired just sectioned off, burst down.
Inspired fires off that Maokai ulti again. Evil Geniuses decide this is when they want to go. Harry with the Zonias. Makes it a 1-for-1 there as they trade Inspired for the Azir. Core JJ going to be found out now as EG gets a 2-for-1 trade here in this fight. Pioshik flashes in. What the hell was that? Double kill back over to Evil Geniuses. Pioshik just gives them a freebie. Summit's now trying to stand and fight, but Someday's ready to deal with them, just picks them off. It's the Team Liquid conga line. They get the Baron. They should be in a place to drive the game. Ended Team Liquid's Baron push with that. I mean, that's just about the best case scenario.
Yes, sir.
You get a 1-for-4 when you're up against that Baron, especially what you were talking about when they don't have the ability to clear the wave. Someday, yeah, I don't think Someday's getting away from this one. Yeah, he tried to get over the wall, but Pioshik was ready.
Yeah, I think he was dead either way now. So 3 items, a ton of CDR there. Going to be feeling really, really strong in that 1v1 as long as he can play it out correctly. But Summit has just been so tough for him to deal with.
And Summit still has no armor besides his plated steel caps, right? He's got Sterix, he's got Cleaver, he's got Trinity.
Still going to be a nice trade for him. Something I wanted to highlight, I really actually like the build here from Inspired going into that Redemption is actually really, really nice. He's never going to be tanky no matter what you build when you start out with this style of build. He's not going to get that kind of beefy status. So somebody's in trouble again.
Ooh,
the move speed is not going to be gone. He's dead.
Still just chasing him down, man. Someday thought he was in control. And Gnar just bonksing Summit with the 1v1 outplay.
It's just the top diff, man. What can I say? Like, the scoreline doesn't look that impressive from Summit, but they can't actually play their win conditions. In goes Yawn.
Oh, Yawn looking for the rest of the damage to take out Jojo, and he grabs it. Now EG got to be careful because Pioshik and TL are not done yet. Summit lands the boomerang onto Vulcan, who has to flash over the wall, but Summit doesn't want to let him get away that easy. Deadly Flourish ain't gonna hit, but Summit's boomerang will. Vulcan drop, and FBI's the next target. Summit can't can't quite chase him underneath the turret, but Team Liquid are loving the results of this 3-0, and it should get them their second Baron uncontested.
Yeah, that's massive, and it comes off of, again, a huge play from Summit. He gets a solo kill onto Someday there for CoreJJ, so that's an easy answer for whoever actually has to soak up that Maokai ultimate to just be able to remove that root.
Well, Pioshik decides he wants to engage now, disengages back out of his own Cataclysm as Inspired unleashes the roots. EG wants their engage here onto Pioshik. A lot of damage goes out. He buffers the EQ to take his corpse back over the wall, so he resurrects in a safe place. Now, Summit's the one tanking the tier 3 turret aggro here in the bottom lane. EG's attempt does not work out, and Team Liquid are not just throwing themselves into him after the fact. Much cleaner Baron play, much better result for Team Liquid off this second Baron.
Yeah, absolutely. This time they make sure to group up with Summit. They're not allowing EG that opportunity to actually find a 5v4, to find a 5v3. They know Summit doesn't have TP, so as soon as JoJo base, they just group 5 with Summit and say, yeah, you're going to have to go through this Gnar that is so damn strong. And now, this is going to be Soul Point grabbed up here for TL. So if Ocean Soul goes over, that is all the hopes that EG have. 6 items and maybe find that outplay, you know. Because if you can get that 1 kill in the side lane for EG, then all of a sudden, your options really become so much more diverse. You can start to actually, either look for collapses, you can threaten the base, you can do all these different things and really tax the resources of TL. But if you can't get any pressure through side lanes, it becomes very, very difficult to really kind of play this game out because all the skill shots are going to be coming at you only from that one angle, and they're going to look for the engage now on Eon.
They want him. If they can get him, he uses the cleanse to get out, but now he has to use the stopwatch to keep himself safe from the follow-up engage. The shutdown over to Inspired. They got Pioshik in the middle now too, and Someday's gonna bust them. EG manages to find their engage, they find their fight, and they hold on in this game.
Finding the wall of soldiers, all of these things that are gonna make it very, very difficult, and it's just gonna take a lot of time. Like, can you clear through it? Yeah, you can, but can you do it fast enough to actually get to the dragon? That remains to be seen.
Pioshik in the middle of everybody, not quite dead.
Oh no!
They end up killing Harry, who just delivers a freebie. EG get 2, EG get 3. Summit trying to disengage and get away, but it's a triple kill back over to FBI.
That is a disaster for TL. Harry goes in, he has the zone, he looks for the aggressive play, but he just gets one tapped, and now Yon is caught out. If they can kill Summit and Yon, this could potentially be game ending. FBI is already pushing mid, but do they have the confidence to go for it? They're not sure they have the damage here.
Yeah, they know that the only damage out of these 3 is Someday. If Someday dies...
Wait, Yon's just killing himself. What is he doing?
Yon, what's going on, buddy? What are we doing? Someday goes in, goes back out.
Or is he?
He's gonna get shot to pieces. If Yon kills Someday, the other 2 cannot kill Yon. They don't have the ability to kill Lifesteal Caitlyn. Yon is just keeping everybody else here, saying, all right, Summit, I trust you to keep the base alive. Summit, however, loses the Sterix. Yon still stuck behind enemy lines, back in the base, gonna be grand challenge, taken down. Summit survives back in the base.
So you fight these subsequent fights because he died so late, right?
Yeah.
He's still got 25 seconds, then has to walk there, so it's a full minute before he can get to the team. They're going to TP in, and if Summit gets caught, this is so bad.
Summit eating a lot of shots from FBI. The 4th shot misses, but it doesn't need to hit when JoJo's ready. Shut down on Summit, and again, it's desynced timers. Summit's not going to be alive for another 55
Pioshik's
seconds.
dead too.
And now Pioshik's been caught hanging around. Pioshik! Oh no, he's gonna resurrect just in time for the Guardian Angel to be wasted. Guardian Angel is such a powerful active, but if you use it in that situation, it doesn't matter. Harry trying to take the Drake and still get Team Liquid this soul. They are falling apart in the last few minutes of the game.
TP from Someday though, can he get there in time?
There may be enough damage. Harry needs 3 more autos, 2 more autos. Harry gets it. Ocean Soul over to TL, so they've got that. But the problem is, what happens if they all get caught here? Doesn't look like EG has anybody that can do damage close enough to do anything about this. Summit's still dead for another 15. Pioshik's still dead for another 25. Harry gets his TP off. FBI opens up the curtain call yet again. CoreJJ having a flash to get away.
This game is wild. This game is just getting so
his
crazy. GA, I think was already used and is on cooldown, so he actually it does have a Storm Razor now.
Swapped it out. Someday losing a chunk of HP there. Maokai ulti flies through. It's gonna find Summit, and it's gonna find Pioshik.
But look at the turret. JoJo's just killing it. They're just buying time for JoJo to kill the turret. So they need. That's really well done. Realizing they don't actually have enough to dive deep and get a kill there, so they just spend the Maokai ultimate, spend the Jhin ultimate. TL has to run, and it gives JoJo that time with the W to actually take down the turret.
Range is one of the most powerful stats in League of Legends. Someday coming in for vengeance, the grand challenge, another lunge, and he finally gets his man. Someday puts summon in the ground for 60 seconds. It is a 5v4 for EG. Team Liquid was in so much control for so long, but it fell apart, and evil geniuses have clawed their way back into the game. All of TL has to find some sort of a defense here, but they're losing Nexus turrets, and they're losing them rapidly. First one's already gone, and JoJo's swooping around the side, looking for an angle on Harry and Yawn. Half HP left. JoJo's about to lose that Guardian Angel if he ain't careful, but FBI's already godlike. Yawn's under pressure. The Caitlyn falls next, and evil geniuses from the clutches of defeat come back and take down Team Liquid. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Sejuani ult's great to steal. There's actually a lot of really good ones. Basically everything except Sivir. And even situationally, maybe the Sivir ult could be useful. But Ashe Arrow really, really strong. The boys called off work.
Let's go.
We love to see it. Way to show up. It's going to be an interesting game. Both teams, I think, do have reasonably strong 5v5. I like C9's chances in the side lane a little bit better. I do think Mininar has to be pretty careful about how you're playing out these.
Are inverse. It's 5-2 versus 2-5. So from the perspective of Immortals, who do have their backs against the wall in this match,
much more concerning. He is more susceptible to the ganks. Of course, he does still have cleanse, but could be pretty dicey. And they're going to look for a Blaze Olive.
Diplex goes in, flash into the twisted advance. Bramble smash for the first blood. But Blabber will die in response as the gravity well from a Blaze Olive's Victor locks Blabber down long enough for Kenvi to sweep in. And the turret.
And then you have to chase them down, actually kite them with Blaze Olive in some trouble. Should be able to block it out, but you know, it's all about the return damage after the initial trade. Jax jumps forward with Counter-Strike, you're stunned up, you take that chunk, you kind of take the L, and then you try to use your move speed with the hyper proc and everything to chase him down and really punish him on the exit from that trade.
Diplex going in for the dive. Solos out a Blaze Olive. Isaac, you said that Diplex needed it. We are going to have the typical neutral objective trade here around 8-9 minutes. First Drake is being taken by Immortals. First Rift Herald being taken by Cloud9.
And both those ADs were basically on perfect farm, right? You know, there's no minions for the first minute and a half in the game. We were about 8.5 minutes into the game, and it was 86 to 81 CS, right? So they are farming nearly perfectly on that bottom side. Doing a really good job keeping that up.
Blabber is here to shadow his laner, make sure this can get shoved up, try to get him back. If that arrow would have hit, Revenge would have been able to find a kill there. I'm almost certain of it, but Fudge can walk it off. But now, they're ready to try to turn it around back onto Revenge, who ends up having to spend his flash there. If Kenvi can get something, it'll be worthwhile. Goes over the wall, goes to the ulti, flash out from Blabber. So Summoner Spell for Summoner Spell back in mid. Diplex versus a Blaze. Blaze getting the better of him here at the start. Diplex low. Fleshy coming around to try to help him. Diplex stealing away the Ashe ult, but it won't matter. Immortals tie up the kills 2-2. Back up in the top side. Kenvi wants to get away, but Sven has given the wild growth over to Blabber. Kenvi escapes back down to his own support. He won't be killed, but a lot of attempts from both sides all over the map.
Yeah, very, very scrappy. Which is really not what you want. And yeah, he just walks in. Yeah. There's a ward in the Pixel Brush. Spotted by this ward. So Berserker just waits. Season coming over, Ashe all cleansed out, and yeah, there's no need to use barrier. No shot you're gonna live.
They even had the stolen Diplex out, so yeah, it'll be really close. Not quite ready when they would immediately want to use it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's not like they were immediately under pressure and Immortals were walking up as they were getting it low. So still works out fine. No real consequence there for C9. Drake's tied at 1-1 means no real stacking chance, no opportunity there. Kimtech Rift means those super crazy mega-powered plants that can knock you a million miles away with a blast cone or give you the extra healing on the honey fruits. And we talked a little bit about the honey fruits and how those can influence these side lane matchups last game.
Yeah, it definitely can make a really big difference. You know, if you're actually getting control, you spend your resources to chunk someone down, then all of a sudden they just walk into the river, grab honey fruits, walk right back. Now you're the one who's actually really being pressured, and Fudge getting very aggressive. Yeah, flexing a bit here on Tactical, who's got to be careful. Tactical and Fleshy both lost half HP to Fudge, and he just goes right back in looking for the kill, but he doesn't quite have the damage he needs to find it. Flashes back away as Sven keeps trying to support him, and Fudge grabs the kill on Kenvi. Now Tactical's stuck in the alcove, and he's going to be the last man alive. It's a double kill over to Fudge. It's a triple kill over to Fudge. Spin that thing all the way around. A triple kill for Jax is not what IMT wanted to see. Yeah, not at all, but they did not anticipate out. He was really kind of just flexing on him. They walk forward, they start autoing him, he jumps in on one, he chunks him out, then Tactical walks forward, starts autoing him. Maybe they were just saying, bait them in, but oh god. That one landed, that Ashe all landed.
Adios.
Diplex on the board.
Yep, we crashed it. That's all.
Well, come on, bro. Not really, but I guess.
It's still in the bucket. Fudge gets slammed up into the wall here. Kinvi swoops in, but with Blabber ready to fire off his ulti, Immortals know they're not really going to find him here. Arrow hits from all the way down in mid lane. All right, Fleshy with a nice response. But unfortunately, no way for Immortals to follow that up. They can't engage on the Maokai when the Fed Jack is right next to him. The dive comes in. C9 brought everybody to the party, and they're still ready to keep on going. First turret falls. Blabber wants to stick onto Fleshy there, but he doesn't have the mana to keep the chase going. Fudge and Sven can still hang around long enough to try to push this up a little bit further. Maybe get a second charge. One onto the tier 2, try to get this lead even further ahead. Already 3.4 thousand gold ahead of Immortals. And the charge collides. Berserker and Fudge just gonna go in, finish off this tier 2. That's a massive amount of money, up to 4.3 thousand gold ahead at 18 minutes.
Yeah, Shelly, 6 HP left, but
that's 6,000 gold lead of Cloud9.
Yeah, the gold lead is just enormous now, and despite the good laning from Revenge earlier on in those 1v1s, Fudge gets ahead through the team fights and really good coordination from C9. Blabber was always there helping him out when he needed his lane to be fixed, and then gets that triple kill down on bot side, gets 2 kills when they look for those dives on top side. Now you can't even approach.
Fudge has no fear whatsoever of anyone. The cooldowns on the abilities get pretty low as that ability haste gets stacked. It's why I wanted to bring up the point about the Frozen Heart. By the time he ends the counter-strike, it's only 5 seconds away from happening again. Revenge can't do anything about this. It is completely out of control in the side lane. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is up overtaking Baron, and he's just going to continue pressuring the bottom lane tier 3.
He is TP, so they can't even do anything. If you walk up, you're going to get TP flanked, guaranteed, and you'll just die. So checkmate pretty much in this situation here.
Yeah.
Immortals not going to be able to answer bot, not going to be able to answer Baron. They're going to try to run down here and see if they can catch Fudge, but
yeah, they want to dogpile him. They realize that's about the only chance they have. Tactical pops the Sivir ulti there. With Kinvi providing the CC, Fudge is going to have... Nope. Nope. Wait, hold on. Fudge might just be able to... Never mind.
it's close.
Never mind.
There's
I thought
almost
for
no
a second he was going to try to get all the way away, but
engage one, which is amped damage, 10% increased damage for 5 seconds after you CC or immobilize. I think is it just immobilizes? Yeah, so it's any immobilize. So your root, you knock them up with your Q or anything like that, your ulti. So it's going to be even more burst damage, and he's just really facilitating his carries. He knows this game is not about him.
Well, we've got the teleport showing up down here in bottom lane for Fudge, who will lead the charge. And there's the follow-up from Blabber for some of the CC out of the Maokai ulti. Fudge dropping the counter-strike on top of everybody, but he will be killed. Immortals are able to fall back and focus fire the Fed player on C9 and take him out. C9 still managing to achieve the force down on both the tier 3 turret as well as the inhibitor here in the bottom lane. Berserker is still alive.
Zeri time!
Can the Zeri find the kill? Yes, he flashes forward into the ulti. He goes on the killing spree, and he needs a little bit more. He should be able to get just that. He'll pick up 2 and send the remaining 3 back into the fountain to try to heal. Unfortunately for C9, the other waves are nowhere nearby. Diplex using his teleport on a ward behind Immortals, seeing if there was an opportunity to flank, but Immortals are staying grouped up to the right of that location. So now that just means C9 will move into the Baron pit, move into the topside river, and force a response from IMT.
Yeah, they're trying to get the TP at the very least from Revenge. Revenge is trying to prep his Mega Gnar, and now he's going to TP in.
Berserker gets stunned up by the Ash Arrow, but now they're ready to counterattack. Here comes Fudge, jumps in, finds the stun on 3. They've already killed the enemy jungler, they've already killed the enemy top. They're gonna stop anytime soon. Fudge keeps leading the charge, and Blaze Olive has to try to kite it out. The Ghost might be able to get him away, but the Leap Strike is once again too fast. A double kill back to Fudge, and Blabber wants to run down the last man of Immortals. Sven and Berserker come flying in over the wall, and that'll do it. 5-0. 17-5 overall, the second triple of the game for Fudge, and C9 will walk it in.
Cloud9, a really strong showing here today. Blabber, I think, played a near-perfect game, setting up his lane for success, really enabling Fudge to get through those difficult early levels, and then Fudge just started to take over, winning those team fights, getting himself ahead, and really becoming unstoppable.
C9 bottom lane duo also both remaining deathless by the end of this one. You talked about the quiet skate.
Going to have to be there. Bjergsen going to have to be there to cover him on these dives.
And look, coming into this one, I don't think, for me, there's a super heavy favorite looking at this pick and ban. I guess I'm happy the chat is spamming 100 for 67% in favor of our pick ban and champ select here. But look, the story is right there, right? This CLG team, they have a big win yesterday. They're coming on into it. They have an opportunity to fight in their communications. Tenacity, when he played Fiora, was immediately saying, I'm ready to 1v9. And then everyone
push them off this wave. Even if they don't fully commit to the dive, they want to make them actually miss these minions here. They take one play, and once Contracts gets here, Closer will have to leave.
Luger's at 200 HP. Closer goes over the wall, but now he might be in some trouble. Luger is still alive. Contracts gets the kill, and it's Closer who burns down. CLG get the outplay on the 100 Thieves dive.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough and forced play right there, as Closer was not only spotted on the scuttle, but then doesn't know that in that brush he's seen when he gave that double gank. And in the team comps, Closer actually says, all right, don't lose your lead, as we'll take a pause on that for a moment as the gank does come on, and Tenacity now trading damage. Aurelia ult comes down. Unfortunately, it does not look like it's enough, and there's that point and click stun. CLG out to a fantastic start now, up by 800 gold and 2 kills. But on the other side of the map, there's Closer now on the Dragon.
Yeah, Contracts 2 early kills here. It's going to be up to him to try to snowball this game. The Closer will try to trade it back for the Dragon on that bot. Swapping over from mid lane to bot lane a while ago. We saw him bring out the Azir. We're seeing him bring out the Soraka. I love that flexibility. We're back into the action here. 100 Thieves going to grab the first Dragon of the game here. And still relatively early on. So with this bot lane prio, going to be interesting to see if they want to continue stacking those up and try to force
shake that I was talking about earlier. Instead, they're just walking it all over the Rift, taking everything they can find. The Drake into the Herald. It's 100 Thieves being happy with these neutral objectives. CLG conceding them from the very beginning. Luger and Poom both staying in bottom lane. They've no desire to roam. They wanted to just grab the turret plate there, try to catch back up a little bit to the lead that Doublelift is building himself. You can see up about 200 Kraken Slayer done for Luger, making sure that he's got a little bit more power than Doublelift directly right now. Let's see what they can find. They're ready to go for a 4v3, and it's CLG looking for Doublelift. Contracts wants to take him out. He's nearly got him. There's the Vault Breaker. He'll break his face. It's 2 kills over to CLG.
CLG went big in the bot side there. 100 Thieves was sticking around after the Herald crash, trying to push in and knock down that first turret. But Palafox makes the roam faster, positioned very aggressively, gets punished a bit for that greed, just not taking into account how much later Pearson would arrive than Palafox.
And with CLG making a move towards the bottom lane of 100 Thieves, towards the point of strength of 100 Thieves, they've nullified that lead and that spot where 100 wants to fight around. And it means CLG now has the confidence
on the same wavelength as they'll go capture this Rift Herald.
Yeah, Contracts has got to be careful with those sorts of opportunities that come along to throw yourself in there, especially when you have all these kills early on. You can see the extra 300 gold bounty on his head. He will be a priority
around the Dragon begins. It's spawning at 4 seconds. River control over to 100 Thieves and vision control as well. You can see all blue all over.
Yeah, and they do have their one item spikes, obviously, on their side, and the second item isn't done for CLG, so this is the same principle that 100 Thieves are trying to fight around. They're trying to fight before the second item completion does come through. You can see Gwen is actually roaming down, so they want to potentially force the TP out of Dokla. When Gwen shows mid, they have that early 5v4 to try to get something done, but they're just using it for wave control for now.
He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He does not have flash, and there it is. Tenacity now being ulted, players flying in from both sides. Closer tries to answer, down goes Tenacity. Zonya's used by Palafox, damage still coming in. Doublelift is gonna push forward. There's the killer instinct we mentioned, but again, he's a little bit too far split from the team as he dashes through the wall. Oh, that is one slippery pickle as he gets out with his life.
Doublelift barely escaping there from CLG trying to collapse on him, but look at the health bars. That's the other thing you got to remember here. There's not a lot to work with for Doublelift. No summoners, no health bar, low HP across the board. Even though it's a 1-for-1 trade, it's CLG who have enough of an advantage to secure the second Drake for themselves.
And this is almost the second time this game is L where I almost feel like Tenacity thinks he put his flash
walk away there, and Bjergsen has the impact that might just be able to win this Drake for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, they've got to start it up here. You know, this should be theirs. We can see the chunks that they got is actually really, really important. Dokla was spotted on that bot lane wave as well, so they're exactly aware of where he is. And just slow, patient play, the Azir makes a difference in this one.
And one of those they should be able to recover, but this might be enough to start on the Baron.
The big thing is, it was Closer they went after. It's Closer that no longer has a flash, and it's Closer that was chunked away. But now he's getting healed up by the Soraka. Baron at 6,000 HP. CLG looking for the turn. They go after Tenacity first. He's polymorphed. Hallowed Mist going to come out as that wears away to keep him healthy. Dokla with a flash in. Dokla thinking about chasing this further with Contracts coming in. That might just be the angle. Dokla's got to be careful here. Tries to use the W. Tenacity's already down. Doublelift's going to be scared away by Luger. CLG got 2, but can they get any more? They'll fall back. Poom at 200.
Oh, the laser!
Bjergsen going for a snipe potential. Not quite gonna be there. No opportunity to dash over the wall. The laser from Doublelift won't get it either. 2-0 for CLG, and they're back onto the Baron.
Yeah, they're straight back onto it. Bustio has spotted it, though, so Bjergsen and Doublelift have got to get back there. They do have the Honey Fruit to heal up a little bit. It's up to Bjergsen. He's got to soften them up here. Boom is really low, so he could chicken and try to pick his moment.
Oh, but they have the Contracts ulti ready to go once more. Now Dokla's into the back. He wants Bustio. They go after Bjergsen. The damage is true, and the damage goes through. Palafox gonna keep Doublelift zoned away. Boom is the only one lost. A 1-for-1 trade as the mid laner of 100 Thieves dies for the support of CLG, but it's 100 who have stopped the Baron.
Yeah, that's the big thing to take away right there. You think a death sentence if Baron does come on through. This gold lead continuing to build for CLG as this deficit looking scarier and scarier. And from my perspective right there, Doublelift might get caught right here by Dokla. Yeah, there's no chance, my friend. That is one scary Aurelia now at 2-0-3 with 338 CS at just the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, Dokla is monster fed. He's almost 18 at
themselves
this
as
point.
well. Bring them to a 10,000 gold lead and soul point.
And you mentioned in the last game we watched here in the LCS studio, 100 Thieves now in a pretty similar scenario to what Immortals was in. You need CLG to make a mistake. They needed C9 to make a mistake. Now you need CLG this game feels a bit different if Tenacity has Flash instead of Ignite. I don't know. That's just my crazy thought.
It's definitely possible.
Oh, Dokla in a 1v5 kills Closer and buys enough time for his team to secure the tier 3 turret in the top lane, as well as the inhibitor. CLG gets a 1-for-1 and a 1v5. Palafox is just gonna fire the Weaver's Wall into the fountain to stop them from being able to rush out and save the Nexus turrets. First Nexus turret still under a little bit of pressure here as Doublelift just gets the snot knocked out of him. He manages to live thanks to some of the healing and support of Bustio, but CLG are not done. They want to continue this pressure. They want to continue pushing forward and pushing 100 Thieves away. They've got 2 enchanted Baron Cannon minions providing some damage. The push is finally going to be stopped. They'll take the Hex Gate out, and CLG are not slowing down.
And it's just tough, right? You get a 4v4 right there with Aurelia gone. I'll take Aurelia and Jarvan out of the fight and hopefully have a 4v4 if you're 100 Thieves. And there's just not enough damage to be able to make a play happen because there's really no way to take a 50-50 as they're just going to go ahead, take this split as the entrance comes on in. It's Contracts leading the charge. Teleport being used. Closer does get cut down low. That Q already ready again as they won't find more off of it, but guess what? The survivability is there. Palafox puts down the wall. And that won't just be the green light yet to go on, and I thought they were about to explode onto Tenacity and Bjergsen right there.
Yeah, but they're going to just take the inhib. Easy peasy. They go to mid. They already had the wave prep there as well. So looking at triple inhib, 100 Thieves, which is almost impossible to come back from as there goes Dokla.
Dokla's ready into the back line, and he jumps onto everybody. Now he's going to be focused fire, but it will not matter because Doublelift is already down. That's the AD carry. That's the Zeri. That's got to be it. Tenacity wants to fight back, but he can't even kill Boom. It's 2 traded for nothing as Closer tries to run away, and Palafox sets up the alley-oop for the 4-man play. Nobody dead on CLG, and they will run over 100 Thieves. The final kill for the Ace. 35 minutes in, 15-2. CLG gets it done.
Really accelerate this game before we get to that point of Princess just takes over.
Yeah, I really do like what FlyQuest has done with the draft, by the way, because we just talked about how TSM likes outscaling teams, so FlyQuest just said, there's no way in hell you're doing that, we're just going to pick more scaling, and it puts the timer on TSM. They have to play through mid-jungle, I feel like. Boogie and Maple have to try and make something happen against Vikla, who's a very aggressive player. That way, they can have lane prio when the Taliyah hits level 6.
Oh, you have
Game
to tell
5, when we got lane swapped on. Because we definitely picked Cho'Gath into Sion, and it, you know, if it was a lane versus Sion, it might have worked, but it was a lane swap. So, unlucky.
Unlucky. Oh, we just might get some 5-on-5 action early on. Shh, everyone quiet.
Yeah, they can get the stun
Jack,
over
you're supposed
the
to.
wall
What?
here.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Rupture from Solo. Can they capitalize on that? No flash has been burned other than Impact.
my
Solo
God.
is back and forth. Despite the Rupture, FlyQuest still find first blood, and they're out of there.
Oh man, they landed all the CC on all of FlyQuest, but no one was there to get in range to auto attacks, and this would be the window for Boogie to get him. Boogie does have flash, so he might charge up his Q and try and get him. I think they get the kill here.
Chime connects the flash here. Boogie doesn't even have to use his because he gets in max range thanks to Chime using his own. own Summoner Spell. Great call out and great pathing from Boogie coming over the Dragon Wall to avoid that sapling that Spica put in the bush.
Yeah, it was actually perfect. That ward that is placed, and then they need to move around. Rakan is a much more proactive support than the type of stuff we've been seeing in these Ashe, Varus, Jhin, Caitlyn support games. So very much what TSM needs to do as they try and accelerate the pace of this game.
Spica's just going to walk up. He knows that Solo still doesn't have flash from the early level 1. Commits his own. That should be a kill over to the side of FlyQuest. One more rupture from Solo, but Boogie... Oh, not enough time for Boogie to get there to salvage it.
Actually ended up being very close. Impact was sitting on Prince. He hasn't been a lane dominant support, so getting some good reps in while Ayla is having VC issues, and here's a fight.
We're looking for it. Winsome is gonna maybe look to pull Prince in, but Prince is just fine on the right side of the fight. Spica is frontlining all he can. Boogie barely gets out of line after Prince empties most of his damage, but they're still looking for the resets. Once Jinx gets one kill, you just start running them down, and TSM have to flee because they know that Prince is excited, and they're gonna take that 1-for-1 trade.
Currently, this game does seem like a bit of a toss-up, but remember, FlyQuest is scaling. That was so close. Yeah, wow, look at the waves right now. So basically, mid was all the way pushed in. Berserker stuck at the turret. They got bot lane pushed in, stuck at the turret. So it's very easy for them to actually just take this Drake uncontested. Well done by TSM.
And you got to get those dragons stacking. That is one of those ways that you can get early pressure for yourselves and start forcing FlyQuest to react to you before they really He's not going to be that scary team fighting monster that he has been for the first few weeks of the spring split, or even what we've come to know him from his time on Lil V Sandbox. The Spica might be in a world of trouble. Gets flashed on, he flashes out, but there's no help saving him there. Sean gets a flash out of Winsome as well. TSM forcing moves on FlyQuest.
Underdog mentality right there. This is a demonic embrace completed on the Maokai, and they just fly in. Now they fly all the way over the mid lane to get the flash from Vikla as well. They are making FlyQuest respond to them. That was one where they said, okay, Rift Herald's not going to kill any turrets. If we drop 2 Rift Heralds mid, we'll kill mid.
Yeah.
But they didn't even get the first one, and Winsome caught out again.
Winsome doesn't have flashes before. TSM just great tracking the flash summoner spells and just being proactive. As soon as they see someone out, they're going to look for it, but Prince can he get resets? He already finds one. He's excited, and that's signal for TSM to get the hell out of there.
1-for-1 kill over to Spica. You understand FlyQuest doesn't actually have the greatest protection to start this safely. Could be a dicey dragon here.
Prince does have both of his sums, but Winsome would have to position backwards if he wants to give Prince Dark Passage to safety. Weaver's Wall from Maple cuts off Impact from the rest of the team, but Impact is just fine. Single manning all 4 of these members. Are they even doing damage to him, Chad? I don't think so. Impact turns it all around. Boogie's gonna throw his life in there for just one last chance. Chime gets a knock up on the Prince, but he still is gonna get excited. Throws out the Super Mega Death Rocket. Boogie is forced out of the fight, and the rest of TSM, you better run. You take out Impact, but it looks like TSM are gonna look for ways to reposition and regain control of the river.
It's just the tanks who died. I feel so bad for them. They're both trying to 1v4. It looked so much like the tale of 2 tanks at the start of that, but ultimately, when Maple entered the fight, they were able to land a good CC chain. Both top leaders have teleports, so we're just going to do round 2.
Oh my goodness, Jab. They're going to get back in the ring all over again. Spica has healed up from the jungle camps. And as you called it out, that's a TP already from Impact. Solo is not going to TP. He's just going to walk the long way. I think TSM has just accepted unless... No way they can seal this, right? You got that, Smite? Okay, let's go. Let's go. FlyQuest, we're going to cleanly take that second dragon, and now we might get a breath of fresh air.
Oftentimes is 0, a lot, and 0, but then he will still win the game sometimes.
Still win the damn game.
You just get... You feel like he's killable, and you end up using so many resources, and then, think about it, they just used all his resources on Solo. Now Vikla's dead because they forgot about it. It's just a weird superpower he has sometimes, but part of that was set up by the fact that he sat in mid lane. He's not even worth that much gold. It is really interesting, and the Cho'Gath is creating a ton of side lane pressure. He just got another 600 gold. Who cares if he dies in his head? It's going to Prince, so it's probably pretty bad, but he's going to be a problem later in this game.
Yeah, it's not like you're getting shut down gold off of the 0-4 Cho'Gath.
I actually wonder, is he going to be worth the full 300 because he has enough CS?
Let's watch. Come on. All right, we got there.
I couldn't tell. Impact is amazing at normally prepping sideways, but he's not able to get the push in a lot of cases this game, and
Oh, do they want to go for the fight? Not quite. Winsome gets
They got
chunked
him.
out. They're looking for a little bit more damage on the back end, but Impact is making the counter engage. Solo eats a lot from FlyQuest backline. Rupture momentarily stops Vikla from pumping out damage, but Prince looks for the Super Mega Death Rocket. Good hold on the Chime. They want to look for it, but Maple still capitalizing on a Winsome, and no one from TSM goes down yet. Solo still has a TP, so he can recall and he can reset.
They're just able to stay put. They get Impact as well.
They don't stop here, Chad. Boogie goes right into the heart of the backline. Maybe that was a little too optimistic, but if their goal was a tower, then they got it.
5-0-2 on Maples Talia, and he is actually just shredding through this FlyQuest team. They're going to be able to pick up their second Drake of the game here.
I can't believe it. This TSM making great moves against FlyQuest. This is awesome. This shakes up things a lot. I mean, FlyQuest, now how do you bounce back against a surprise performance from TSM? And for TSM, I mean, no matter what happens.
Yeah, but also 25 minutes in, 1,000 gold difference. It only takes one fight for either team.
That's
With
right.
how explosive Jinx can be, it could be a Baron Raptor fight, but they go straight onto him.
Boogie flash. Oh, Maple falls off. Beautiful combo. Prince is shut down by TSM. Solo eats up Spica as well. And now the damage comes and falls to Vikla to clean it up. But FlyQuest know, without Prince, it's time for them to bail. And TSM don't have a jungler anymore, but they still want to press the advantage forward. Chime takes a block. Damage from Vikla. Solo trying to take it up. Fire on back, but there's no feast available. So is this really a wise fight for them? Neo's got to get in range, looking for the piercing arrow. But FlyQuest are going to be able to back off for now.
Oh man, that was some miscommunication by TSM. They got the immediate kill onto Prince, and in my head, that's Baron even more. But
Damn.
yeah.
What a
Big.
game, Jad. I mean, it's still a 2,000 goal difference between these two teams, so there's still a world
they're
where...
just gonna go for him.
Okay, well,
Press all the
looking for
buttons.
Spica. Spica still has flash, but this CC lockdown means that he ain't going nowhere.
Baron time.
TSM, that's right. Baron fired away immediately for this team, FlyQuest.
Okay, so Chime still has ultimate if they want to peel off. Boogie does not, and they're just gonna turn.
Got Chime, looks for Winsome instead. No flash on the Thresh available, so it's a CC city all over again. As soon as one person gets locked up, the rest of the CC follows up. And just like that, chat, it's a 5-on-3 advantage.
And it looks like FlyQuest is not willing to give this one up. Prince does still not have IE. He's sitting on 3 items. Feast is there for Cho'Gath. They can easily secure this.
And he doesn't have flash, so Prince can't step up too far forward. Super Mega Death Rocket. Oh, it's not a Spring Jinx like last year where those things could steal the damn thing, but treacherously and cautiously stepping through their red quadrant jungle into complete darkness. It looks like Boogie is found. Oh god, Spica's blown up! TSM have already taken out the jungle for FlyQuest, so that means there is no possibility for a 50-50 smite. It would have to be a miracle steal from any member of FlyQuest. 7,000 HP. TSM, they have Feast and they have Smite.
They're just
They're going to turn on the Impact instead. Prince, look at Chime. Look at Chime. He looks for it, flashing right up to Prince. It delays his damage. Prince tries to reset, but he can't carry this one. TSM, off the back of miraculous and incredible playing, they are able to take out 4 members from FlyQuest.
Doesn't look like the game is going to end at this moment, though. They clutched out at the very end, killing Boogie and Maple. It really did look like that was going to be the end of the game, but TSM win the fight. They're going to burn down this Baron, and then I think they're going to push for the end.
All the dominoes are set up to fall for a TSM victory, Chad. Who would have thought?
Not me.
FlyQuest. Oh, man.
Not you.
Not any
the
of
fans.
us.
That tanking on the Vine. No stopwatch anymore.
And for this team to come together, TSM, amidst everything, amidst all expectation, it's these 5 players, it's the coaching staff, it's the managing staff that have just given all the faith and confidence to these players as FlyQuest make this engage, but Solo just tanks up everything and then just wins some alive. Chime going forward, catching Spica up on ahead. Boogie is just singling out Vikla, preventing him from being able to touch Neo or Maple in the backline. Bottom inhibitor falls. FlyQuest limited to Prince, Spica, Vikla, and Impact. There's no Winston for another 30 seconds. It's 5-on-4.
They want it.
They still have a teleport from Solo, so he can take up damage, and as long as he gets out alive, he can always reset and teleport for another go at it again. Seismic shove into Grand Entrance. Impact is gone! FlyQuest, though, might have been able to defend long enough. They have to wait on another minion wave from TSM.
Yeah, mid-wave is there, so TSM is going to take this one down. There's still 55 seconds on the buff. Solo can TP back. I think TSM is going to stick around. At the very least, they're going to clean 3 inhibitors. But also remember, it's 90% chance TSM's going to win this, but it just takes 1 reset for Prince. We got to see this.
Prince doesn't have flash, doesn't have heals, so it would have to be everything from FlyQuest to set up Prince for success.
Yeah, there's the stopwatch.
He's got a stopwatch. Can he take out moving foot? But they got the CC chain. TSM have done the unthinkable. FlyQuest have been upset by TSM. Teams that are not doing so hot, you never want to underestimate them when their backs are pushed up against the wall, because that is when they have the least amount to lose. And for Golden Guardians, they are really... You're going to swap this top lane and jungle pick, right? Oh my god, it's the top lane Lee Sin! Wait, it's the top lane Lee Sin!
Guys, really?
Jat's not impressed.
I'm surprised. I mean, it makes sense with...
American Challenger League, which you can catch on weekends. As we head into our last game of the day of this Super Week, Golden Guardians against Dignitas with River. Decides that there's nothing to be found, whereas Jensen would look for a dive with Armand onto Licorice.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon's Rage not even gonna be enough. That's first blood over to the Fed LeBlanc. And Dignitas Spawn is gonna clip on a kill as well. Hui was caught out by Santorin.
Yeah, and there's just no coordination from Golden Guardians at the moment. Kill and 2 plates over for Jensen, and a teleport needs to be burned just to defend. So just...
Licorice has to fend back off, giving more pressure over to Armut. Spawn and Ignar are now left to fend for themselves under the tower. Gory is in the area as well, but Santorin alone is going to allow Dignitas' bot lane to still survive amidst the pressure.
just trying to get gold onto a win condition. Oh, they're going for 6A.
They're flashing onto 6A. 6A still has a flash to work with. I hope this isn't too far forward for Santorin. Wild Growth from Ignar keeps him alive. 6A calls him backwards, but the pick shield is going to keep him alive for now. Spawn tries to flash away. Pervert stuns him up, and now 6A is unleashed. The bubble is what clips him in the end. And just like that, Golden Guardians fire right on back.
Disaster for Dignitas in the bottom lane. Santorin just had the trigger pull, gets just yoinked all the way into the Golden Guardians team. And then Spawn also ends up burning both summoner spells, trying to follow.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't know what they saw. Maybe they just were very optimistic about the damage that they were going to be able to provide. But 6A still had a flash available. He distanced himself so far away from Spawn and Ignar that they felt like they had to follow up. And that leads to Golden Guardians being able to reap the benefits of what seems more of a given play rather than an earned play.
Yeah, I'll have to see it again. It feels like a lack of synergy. The Gale Force was crazy like Boogie does for TSM. He was good if his lanes were winning, etc., etc.
Sure.
Sometimes that can put you in a mindset that you have to make something happen, but clearly that was not the time to make something happen.
And for Golden Guardians, I mean, for them, they haven't necessarily been the most proactive in the early game so far, but I mean, they'll take any opportunity that they can get, even if it's given. Right now, Rivers, 6A, and Huki are set up to counteract against this Rift Herald, but Armand is going to get the first collapse.
Yeah.
I think Dignitas should be able to secure this, but it's still 6,000 HP. All 5 members from Dig are here. Licorice isn't, and yet Golden Guardians are still wanting to go forward. Spawn gets taken out by Corey. Santorin forced to go over the wall. 1,000 HP on the Rift Herald. Santorin can't even contest it. Golden Guardians. Licorice wasn't even there at the beginning of the fight, and they still won it.
They are able to kill Spawn at the start. That is the go button for the rest of the team. They have hit that Gale Force Imperial Mandate power spike, and they're going to be able to get a lot done with that Rift Herald.
Crashing it into the mid wave, it's going to break open the map for Golden Guardians. And as we talked about before, the skirmishing potential of Sejuani comboed either with the Lee Sin or with the Akali. Hell, now you have a very fed and online Lucian, 2-0 and 2 for 6A. This jungle no longer belongs to Dick. Feeling very, very grateful for the way that the lead has pandered around, but also just being super decisive. Wow, the Glacial Prison still connected! Oh no, Jensen gets cold down by 6A. And Golden Guardian is going to continue pushing this lead. This tower is also gone.
Man, that first pick Sejuani, River is on point 100%.
They're just setting up complete control as Gory wants to go for the total kill.
Gory.
Oh my god, he still has perfect execution. Jensen is forced to go back, but he's got nowhere to go. God damn, Gory, that was beautiful.
That was huge. They completely shut down Jensen in the side lane. Armut is off on the other side, can't do much. Santorin loses all their health. This is just gold being accumulated by the Guardians, and they're the ones that are now going for Baron.
That's right, and for Dignitas, because you already called out Santorin being chunked, I don't think there's any chance for Dignitas to realistically steal this Baron away. Armut is already pushing on the bottom side and just maximizing the lead that they can get through the side lanes, but Golden Guardians are now poised to just take over and complete this game. Seemingly better identity for themselves.
Oh.
Might have to hold that. Jensen, no teleport available. Distortion already gone. And yeah, that is a dead LeBlanc. I mean, Golden Guardians, this is a team that...
Just to remind people, the first week, they had Young in, played well, but it's not the intended starter. They lost to EG and C9, as they're going to be breaking this Nexus turret, or inhibitor turret very quickly. Cut me off if a fight happens. I'm trying to read.
No, you're good. You're good.
Week 2, they played FlyQuest and TL. TL was looking better back then.
Sure.
But we kind of saw that as like, okay, those were some of the top 4 teams. Since then, they've played teams at the bottom half of the standings, and they've rightly beaten them, which puts them squarely in the middle. And unlike other teams, like, they've beaten the teams below them and lost to the teams above them. They're the anti-COG currently.
They are the middle point at the moment, but the way that they have been dominating, even if it is Dignitas, I mean, Golden Guardians just look so damn confident, look so damn sure. They did burn quite a bit of resources to take out Armut, but they still do it just in time to make their way over to the Dragon to pick up their third of the game.
Yeah, and man, what is Dignitas doing? Like, the last 3 or 4 deaths just look completely scattered. There is not a clear winning position, even if they're playing well, but there is no winning position with the way they're playing. They're just 5 people in 5 different places. They're all behind. Nothing good can happen. Like, they need to at least have...
Shroud gets out. No trouble whatsoever.
Close. They're almost too tanky. I mean, it's just hard to get the Kali at that point in the game, and now they're collapsing onto Jax.
Goodbye, Armut. You will be missed, my friend. Golden Guardians just making their way ever so closely into the base and towards the end. Dignitas are just holding on to the very grasp of this base, and Golden Guardians just making do on the promise ever since their very first content video aired, where they addressed everyone not so politely with a very strong message. Golden Guardians are continuing to deliver as they have now taken out 2 inhibitors in the base of Dignitas.
Threaten flank and also damage on those inhibitor turrets. River can literally just stand there because he's super tanky. And we'll see if Dig tries to make an engage. It's mostly a suicidal engage if they go for it. I like how slow Golden Guardians is playing this.
Yeah, being careful with their lead. They know that they just want to close this one out cleanly. I mean, just like that.
Beauty.
No Vi ultimate available now for Dignitas, so they have no way to engage, and good God! Look away from the screen, chat, turn off the monitor! This is not safe for a family-friendly stream anymore! Golden Guardians are slaughtering Dignitas! Spawn is trying to stand tall and fire right on back, but all you can do as Azeri is just hope and pray that Golden Guardians show mercy! Spawn is doing everything that he can, but it's still not enough damage!
That's why he picked Lee Sin!
Licorice goes and kicks him in the face, kicks him out of the game! Golden